Hey guys! It was super awesome to talk to some of you today. I was so excited to see your sweet little faces. And if you were not able to get on the Zoom call, we will try to do one later. I don't know if we'll do one later this week or next week, but I'll send out a message to your parents using the Remind app, so make sure that they have that. Um, and yeah, so it was really cool to be able to talk to y'all. So I'm going to read a few more chapters to you in A Boy Called Bat. Those of you who I talked to on the Zoom call today seem to really like this book, and I'm glad I do too. So let's see what's going to happen. Chapter 11 is called Apartment 2A. And sorry, I'm outside and there's some cars driving around. Apartment 2A. Hi, Sport, said Dad. Bat didn't like being called Sport because he didn't like playing sports or watching sports. Bat liked being called Bat because he liked playing with animals and reading about animals and watching videos about animals. But Dad didn't like calling him Bat. When he wasn't calling Bat Sport, he always called him Bixby Alexander. It's a great name, he liked to say. It was an okay name. Bat's first name, Bixby, had been his mom's last name before she got married. Now that she and Dad were divorced, she could have made it her last name again, but she kept Tam instead because, as she said, I gave Bixby to you and you get to keep it. Bat's middle name, Alexander, was the same as his dad's middle name, and all four of them, Dad, Mom, Janie, and Bat, were Tams, even though they didn't all live together in one house. The rain had turned into a gentle mist, and Dad had his windshield wipers turned on to their lowest setting. You know what we need on a chilly day like this? Dad asked. What? Bat replied. Well, I was thinking that after we pick up your sister, we could all go to Coco's to get some hot chocolate. Do you like that idea? Coco's was the name of Bat's favorite coffee shop downtown. It was nestled in between a bookstore that also sold stuffed animals and a shoe store. Okay, said Bat. They drove under a little bridge and through downtown. Because of the rain, fewer bicyclists crowded the streets, and it didn't take Bat's dad very long to get to Janie's school. Bat recognized her right away. She was standing near the corner wearing her bright yellow rain slicker. Bat admired the way she looked, like a shiny yellow sun. There she is. Hi, Dad, said Janie. She tossed her backpack into the seat next to Bat, and then slid into the front seat, slamming the door. Hello, my girl. How was your day? Bat relaxed in the back seat as Janie told Dad about her day. He didn't listen to the words of what she was saying, but he liked the way her voice went up and down like music. Dad's voice was nice, too. It was lower than Janie's, and it didn't go up and down very much. It was like a straight line. At Coco's, Bat spilled some of his hot chocolate on his shirt, and when he took off the lid to add cinnamon. Be careful, Sport, said Dad, which was a dumb thing to say because the hot chocolate was already spilled, and being careful now wouldn't unspill it. Bat couldn't enjoy the taste of his drink at all because the only thing he could think about was the wet, uncomfortable stain on his shirt. Dad's apartment was in a complex that had a pool and a workout room. Kids under 13 weren't allowed to use the workout equipment, which Bat thought was unfair. He really wanted to try the treadmill. The apartment was on the second floor. There was an elevator, but Bat preferred to take the stairs. He liked them because there were two sets of 11 stairs, and 11 was his favorite number. One day he would be 11, which felt like an exciting thing to be. At the top of the stairs, they turned right and walked around the corner. Then Dad unlocked the door of apartment 2A, and they all went inside. Home, sweet home, said Dad. It didn't feel like home, and it didn't smell sweet. Smells like onions in here, Janie said, wrinkling her nose. That's because the slow cooker made dinner for us, Dad said. Chili. Bat didn't like chili. Dad knew he didn't like it. Bat didn't like mushy foods except for oatmeal with brown sugar. I don't like chili, Bat said. Maybe you'll like it tonight, Dad answered. I tried a new recipe. Unless the new recipe was for a chili that didn't include any chili, Bat would not like it. Bat sighed and shrugged off his backpack. It was going to be a long weekend. Chapter 12. Finally. On Monday afternoon, after Miss Kiko rang the bell, Bat walked outside as fast as he could without running. Running was not allowed in the school hallway. Bat couldn't wait to go home to his very own room. He couldn't wait to see the baby kit again. He had called Mom every day to ask about the kit, and she had called him each night to tell him a story before he went to sleep. But now, finally, he would get to see the kit and smell its fur and feed it with a dropper, and maybe Mom would even let him name the kit. He had thought all weekend about a good name, and he thought he finally had the perfect one. He couldn't wait to tell Mom. But Mom's burgundy station wagon wasn't in the line of waiting cars. Israel's mom was there in her tall blue van, and Jenny Pearson's grandmother was there in her little green bug. One by one, Bat watched his classmates climb into cars. Blue cars, white cars, black cars, clean cars, and dirty cars. No Mom car. Suddenly, Bat felt a hand on his shoulder. It was a man's hand with 3 silver rings, Mr. Grayson's hand. Your mom must be running late, huh, Bat? Asked Mr. Grayson. Up close like this, Bat noticed a line of hard, short little hairs just sprouting above his teacher's upper lip. Was Mr. Grayson trying to grow a mustache? Mr. Grayson, Bat said, did you know that gorillas can catch human colds and other illnesses? Is that so? Said Mr. Grayson. It is, said Bat. Sometimes when Bat was nervous about something, like right now when he was nervous about where his mother was and why she was late, he thought about interesting animal facts. Well, did you know, said Mr. Grayson, that if you lift a kangaroo's tail off the ground, it can't hop? Yes, said Bat. Doesn't everybody know that? Mr. Grayson laughed. The stubby little hairs above his lip bobbed up and down. Maybe so, he said. Bat considered whether he should tell Mr. Grayson that his mustache looked like a caterpillar, but just then Mom pulled up in her burgundy wagon. She waved and honked her normal 3 friendly honks. There she is, said Mr. Grayson. I know, said Bat. I can see her. Mr. Grayson sighed and rubbed his finger along his upper lip. Okay, Bat, he said. Have a good afternoon. He waved at Bat's mom before walking away across the parking lot to his own car. It was a little orange coupe, usually dusty, but clean today because of the rain over the weekend. Bat opened the back door of the station wagon and climbed in, slipping out of his backpack before he shut the door. Hello, Bat, said Mom. Hello, said Bat. He buckled his seatbelt. You're late. I know, said Mom. I'm sorry. She turned around from the front seat to smile at him. I missed you, she said. Then she turned back around and started driving toward home. I missed you too, Bat said. Dad made chili and wouldn't let me watch the Animal Channel because there was a basketball game on, and Janie was busy all weekend practicing that song for her stupid play. Janie loved to sing and dance and act, and she was getting ready to audition for the role of Alice in Alice in Wonderland, her school spring play. Is she getting good at the audition song? Mom asked. I don't know, Bat said. How's the baby kit? Is he at home? Yes, said Mom. I set up an enclosure for him in the living room. Like Baby Cake's enclosure? Not that big, Mom said. As they turned the corner onto their street, Plum Lane, Bat saw Janie up ahead on the sidewalk. He could tell it was her by the way her dark brown ponytail swung side to side. Her hair was thick and straight like a horse's tail, which was why Bat liked it, even though he would never tell Janie. Chapter 13. What's in a Name? The enclosure was nothing like Baby Cake's enclosure. It was just a dog kennel, a smallish one, blue plastic with a handle on top and a black grate door that locked. But inside, Mom had made a nice nest out of an old ripped-up t-shirt. Did you use any of mine? Bat asked. I did, Mom said. I hope that's okay. It's better than okay, Bat answered. If the t-shirts still have my scent, then maybe the kit will bond with me. I don't think we could get your scent out of your t-shirts if we tried, Bat, said Janie. That's teasing, said Bat, but he was peering into the enclosure and didn't feel very upset. Did you use any of mine, Mom? Janie asked. No, Mom said. Don't worry. I don't see him, Bat said. I don't see him anywhere. He's definitely in there, Bat, Mom said. The door was latched and everything, and he's still too little to walk anyway. His eyes aren't even open yet. Bat unlatched the door and stuck his hand inside. Yes, there was the kit, tiny and warm, wrapped in a fold of fabric. He's safe, Bat said. Okay, Bat, Mom said. Latch up the cage and go wash your hands. Let's have a snack. At the table, Janie was smearing peanut butter on crackers. She'd gotten out a second butter knife for Bat. Bat loved peanut butter, but he could never pack peanut butter sandwiches for school lunches because Lynn was allergic to peanuts. The entire Saul Wheat school was a nut-free zone. Janie passed a roll of crackers to Bat. There's a picture. Mom had heated water in the kettle and poured out 3 cups of tea. Tea and crackers and peanut butter. Wonderful. I wonder if Stripey will like peanut butter, he said, trying to be casual about the name. You know, when he's all grown up. Stripey, said Janie. Is that what you're calling the skunk? It's a good name, Bat said. It's a really good name. Skunks have stripes. I'm not sure it's a good idea to be naming the skunk, Mom said. She looked concerned, with little wavy wrinkles across her squished-up forehead. If you name him, it will be too easy to get attached. And remember, he's only staying with us for a few more weeks. Besides, said Janie, who says you get to name him? I'll bet I could come up with a way better name than Stripey. No, you couldn't, Bat said, stabbing the knife into the peanut butter jar. Stripey's the best name for a skunk. You always want to give things dumb, obvious names, Janie said. Bat felt sharp, hot tears in his eyes. Do not, he whispered. When you were 4, you named your teddy bear Barry. And last year, when the stray cat kept coming into our yard, you named her Patches. She was a calico, Bat said. Calicos look like they're covered in patches. Janie, said Mom, be nice. Oh, Bat doesn't mind, do you, Bat? Asked Janie. Of course Bat minded, but he didn't want Janie to know how much she had hurt his feelings. Well, what would you name the kit? He asked. I don't know, give me a minute to think about it. Janie munched on crackers and Mom sipped her tea, but Bat just waited to hear what Janie would come up with. He knew it wouldn't be as good as Stripey, and he couldn't wait to tell her so. I've got it, Janie said after a minute. Mom, he was born last Thursday, right? Mm-hmm, Mom said. And we want him to be big and strong. We're learning about mythology in school, and I think we should name the skunk after the biggest, strongest Nordic god. We should name him Thor. Thor? Mom asked. The thunder god, Janie said. It's perfect, see? Because they used to celebrate Thor's Day, and now we can call that Thursday. And that's when the skunk was born. Thor, Bat whispered. Sometimes Janie was annoying, sometimes she was a mean tease, but sometimes Bat thought she was brilliant. And I think that's where we're going to stop for now. And the next chapter is called Sleeping Arrangements. So we will start with chapter 15 when I read to you all later. And it looks like we're about halfway done with the book. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.